agency. This is going to put us in a position where we don't have to worry about that. This is so pure of a network marketing business model, no one can touch this. If they would, they'd have to shut down network marketing across the whole entire world. You just can't. This is that clean. And as you start to see the new business model, you'll see that it's that clean. So it's a thank you. It's a, hey, we appreciate everything you've done for us. It's a bonus. As Lawrence just said, it's a bonus back to us for helping them get where they are. And what a bonus it's going to be. It's your golden ticket. What do you need to do? Pay your $40 a month, find 3 other people that do, SWO every single day, and there's your elite bonus. You want to sit down and do nothing else but that and see if, see how the rest of the people around you react and how big this network becomes. By all means, go do that. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and blow this matrix up because that's what's happening all around us. I'm invigorated by the people that aren't even in this program yet that are telling me that they're going to go blow this matrix up. And we're going to capitalize on that a couple of different ways, you guys. If that's in your downline, you're going to be a big benefactor of that. If it's not in your downline, you're going to be a benefactor of that inside of this elite founder bonus pool. So it's huge, huge, huge. Oh my goodness, it's 5:59. We're going to start this over in 1 minute, you guys. We've got people joining us from now probably the West Coast, and we are going to loop this back to the top. Steve, did you have any other questions you wanted covered in the next 60 seconds? Steve, I know you muted out.
We're actually caught up on questions, Mike. Believe it or not, we're caught up on questions. I know.
I can hear you typing in the background. You're going 100 miles an hour.
Well, I'm trying to mute as much as possible, so.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, thanks, guys. Let's take it to the next one.
All right. Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We got, because people that come in right at the top of the hour, they can say, oh, you guys started without me, but at least let me reset our...
Well, we currently have 115 people still with us. Thanks, everyone, for sticking it out. There's been a few people I think have been here for at least 2 or 3 rounds, Mike. So,
well, I'll tell you that I don't think I've seen that number go much, much below the 115 that are in right now. It's been a revolving door. I'll get some numbers on it later, but yeah, people. We're just trying to keep people educated, and just so everybody knows, we're actually not stopping with this event tonight. Lawrence and I will be back on Monday. We haven't figured out the schedule yet. We'll publish that to all the elite founders. We'll be back to explain this over and over again all week next week because we know how everybody's schedules are. Some people, aren't as awake as you are, and they don't even know that this event is going on today. They'll figure it out the next day or two. We're going to come back on Monday through Friday next week and do another live session like this. Probably not 4 hours long, but another live session like this so people can come in and get their questions answered. So if you have people that couldn't make it to this live event, just tell them, look, they're going to do it again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we'll get this information out to you guys. Lawrence, you still with us? I know at some point everybody has to go take a water break.
I'm grabbing a bottle real quick.
Sorry
about that. I have a question here. Somebody asked a question here. Is a 25% associate payout missing from the new comp plan? That I think the reduction, the 25% reduction, that's not going to be in the new comp plan because there's not going to be a power founder or any offers. So that's why you don't see that there. And Elizabeth, your AV is now your PSV. Your AV and your sales volume are now combined as PSV. So, top of the hour.
Top of the hour, and let me go ahead and get us started. Again, I'll do it the same way I did at the top of last hour. I want to, for all of you that are joining us at the top of this hour, I want, and if you were on the presentation or overview that we did yesterday, the corporate update webinar that we did yesterday, we're going to retract a couple of positions that we had, and I want to lead with that today. If you have not been on one of these webinars yet, you're not going to know what I'm talking about, but just hang with me. You will, within the next 10, 15 minutes, you'll have complete disclosure on where we're going. But to those of you that have seen this or saw it yesterday or maybe seen it online, 2 positions that we're retracting. The first one is yesterday we had made the decision that your PSV, your AV was going to be converted to PSV as of midnight last night. We took tremendous blowback from the field. We had a lot of people that said, wait a minute, give me one more shot at it. I'd like to, if this is going to be a lifetime PSV, I'd like to bolster it. Or I'm almost ready to go senior manager. I'm a manager, almost ready to go senior manager. If I had this one guy, he was going to sign up, and he was on that webinar last night, and he wants to be an elite founder. So we're going to go ahead and put a grace period in here. Instead of closing it out at midnight last night, we're going to make the grace period January 31st. That's next Friday. But that's it. This elite founder position is going to come to a conclusion, and that core group will be identified, and it's anything that happens between now and January 31st next Friday. So if you were on the cusp of going manager, on the cusp of going senior manager or higher executive, you've got 7 days, okay? Next Friday, midnight Eastern time, it's done, it's over. Same thing with Power Founder. Yesterday we announced that was going to come to a close on February 14th. We're actually pulling that back to December 31st, so this is all nice and clean and all in one line, okay? Where everything is going to come to, we're talking February 1st is the launch date of only thing we're going to be talking about is the new comp plan, no Power Founder, no PSV, because the new people coming aboard, there won't be a PSV to them. That's just ours. That's this elite founder group. So come February 1, it's a clean slate. Only thing we're talking about is the social network, the development of the IT app inside of that social network, the matrix, advertising sales inside of the social network, e-commerce sales with the IT app. But that's our focal point. That business presentation that we'll start doing, man, it's going to be whittled down. 15, 20 minutes for a guy like me, I think, at the most. I think Lawrence will be able to pop through in about 5 minutes. You personally be able to demo that IT app and show you the show people the social space in about 3 minutes. That's what's going to get this business model to go viral. So those are the two retractions we're making from what you heard yesterday. I think they're both positive. Again, if you want to bolster your PSV between now and next Friday, our programmers right now are working on, I don't know if it's gone live, I haven't checked, Steve, but our programmers were opening up your ability to use your matrix commissions that are earned, your sales commissions that are earned, or your rebate earnings that are earned, and actually buy more advertising with it and have it bolster your PSV again between now and January 31st. And again, that's supposed to open up today, or it was this afternoon. It might actually be live, and I just don't know it. But those are the retractions. That's where we're moving forward. Lawrence, I'm going to throw this back to you, and if you want to get us started, I'll get back on here in just a few minutes and give you the whole rundown on exactly what this PSV is all about if you're hearing about it for the first time. Lawrence, it's all yours.
Thanks, Mike Green. All right, I'm going to put the questions away. All right, so thanks everybody for making it. Those of you who are new, what I'm just going to do is give you an overview of what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk to you or Mike's going to talk to you about the extension for the Elite Founders. I'm going to talk to you about the exciting news with our new U.S.-based merchants, some new big teams that are coming on board to help us build the company. I'm going to give you an update on where we're at with our current business model and the changes that we've made in the business model due to scrutiny or due to the fact that we do not believe it is the correct way to go, and we don't want to have any problems with the government. We've talked to some people who sat in the hot seat, so we've had some really in-depth reports. We've been doing a lot of research on that. Mike is going to show you the offer we're giving to you, the Elite Founders, and anybody who signs up by the 31st. We're going to have a couple updates on the SWO and what you need to do to qualify and the new advancements to the SWO that are coming. And for the first time, those of you who haven't seen the product or had full disclosure on the product, I'm going to do a presentation of the long-tail vision of the product, of the social network everybody's calling the IT app. And I'm going to also show you some blueprints from our development team so you can see that we're hard at work getting this built out. In fact, I plan to do that every time we have new updates, new designs, new developments of the programming. We will be bringing them to the webinars and sharing them with everybody. So you all are going to get to watch this product be built from the ground up, and we couldn't be more excited. So just to start it off, I just want everybody to know this is going on our fourth hour here, and me and Mike have been doing this for 3 days, is it, Mike? I believe 3 days. So please bear with us. We're pretty tired, but I think we're going to get through this without any problems. Please hold any questions that you have until we're about 40 minutes into this, or until about 6:40 Pacific time, 9:40 Eastern. Please do not ask any questions because we're probably going to answer that question in the next half an hour. So to get started, we were approved a couple days ago by 3 different merchants. We got to pick the merchant that we wanted to go with. That merchant handles accounts with Amazon, is very, very versed in point of sale systems and e-commerce, and is the perfect fit. So we're happy we got to pick the merchant we wanted to go with. We're also bringing on a new e-wallet and MXPay, and just between our e-wallet and our merchant, you know, they handle companies like Priceline and Amazon. I mean, we couldn't be in better hands. We know our credit card processing and our e-wallets are just going to become very easy to handle, and there won't be any problems with funds and holds and waiting and everything that we've been experiencing with what we have currently. So we couldn't be more excited about that. Also, recently, we've had a lot of big builders come on that have seen the changes we're making, that feel comfortable with our new model, and who are more than willing to help build this company. You know, some of them I've talked to face-to-face and some are on the phone, and they've shared with me their experiences of what they've seen in the industry with RevShare specifically in the last 3 to 6 months, and a couple of them who actually sat in the hot seat and had to do depositions and sit in front of judges. And they've seen what happened to the owners, they've seen what happened to the distributor base, they've seen the effect it had on people and their families. And after learning about all of that, talking to our council and just the consulting that we've received in the last 2 weeks, Steve and I feel like this is the right decision. This is the right direction. We're not killing RevShare. We found a better way to do RevShare where it's not perceived incorrectly. And when I say perceived incorrectly, I say the way the government views it and the reports that we have all received in our research is that if you're able to buy something and you're able to accrue and build a value on that something that you bought, and you're able to pull a percentage from that, that is considered an investment. They don't care how you dress it up. To them, that is just an investment. And, you know, we've tried to change this comp plan time and time again to try to make it formulate and become more compliant and more sustainable. And all we have found is that no matter what you do, people say investment. Still, on the questions here tonight, I've seen a few people say that. People consider it an investment, and at the end of the day, we just can't have that. We can't be in the crosshairs. We can't be the company that's flagged and the next one to go down. We don't want that to happen to us. We don't want that to happen to you. And we have a product that's going to explode the marketplace. We have the potential to be one of the largest network marketing companies that's ever been on the planet. And we're not going to let a problem like a business model get in the way. So what we've done is we've cleaned it up, we've simplified it, we've made the presentation a lot easier. It went from an hour to 2 minutes or 5 minutes to explain, unless you're Mike Green. He takes 15 minutes minimum for everything. But other than that, it's very easy. Now, what we have put together here is we've put together an offer that we are going to be sharing with with all the elite founders who are on here. Mike Green is going to go over that offer, and he's going to talk about the extension for the elite founder and tell you guys what we have here. Now, I just want to say my opinion before I hand it over to you, Mike, is if you look at this offer and think about it, where this company is going and where our product's going to go and how big we're going to be, what we're offering is 1 million, 100 million, 1 billion, trillion times bigger than what you have today or what you could ever have in the current model. And yes, that pertains to you elite founders. And I just couldn't be more excited to introduce Mike Green, who's going to talk about this. And on behalf of us, Steve and I, we say thank you for understanding. Thank you for being with us. You're the lifeblood of this company. We wouldn't be here without you, and that's why we have this offer for you today. And so far, for the last 3 days we've been presenting this, everybody loves it. Everybody's received it well, and everybody understands the shift, the focus, the marketing, and the model have changed for the better, and that this company is going to do even better than that. So, Michael Green, if you're there, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Lawrence. I was muted out. I'll wait just a second, make sure that's coming back in. Oh, looks like my screen might be paused too. There. We should probably do a little site sound check, make sure I'm coming in okay. I know this is the top of the new hour. Everyone should see a leaf it, turning a new leaf. If I could get just 1 or 2 of you to jump into your Q&A box or your message box and say, yes, we can see. Thank you, yes and yes. Thanks, Dave. Hey, Dave, how you doing, buddy? Richard, thank you. Andre, thank you. All right, you guys, here we go. You know, I always, I was born with this habit, so I'm going to do it again because I just can't break the habit. I got to recap what Lawrence just said, and just I'll do it real briefly. Merchant services, U.S.-based, say wow. Everybody out loud say wow. I will tell you, I've heard of companies very recently that are in our space that collapsed because they couldn't establish merchant services accounts. I was in a dealing a couple of years ago that was the beginning of their demise, was the fact that they couldn't get a merchant services account set up. Lawrence, if he told you the full story, I'm going to tell you part of it. So much for me being brief. The gentleman that we decided to go with, because we had 3 companies throwing themselves at us at the end run, and he is so excited about what we've got with the mobile app, with the IT app coming to market. He's in this space. He's in, I don't want to give too much away about the guy, but he is very tightly associated with Amazon.com, and he sees what we're doing with our mobile app and our social network, one and the same. He couldn't be more excited about doing business with us. So it's not just like we found some guy in the back, 40 to help us. This guy wants to be affiliated, associated, partnered up with us inside of this endeavor. That's how excited he is about our product, about our social network, and where we're going. So that's a huge milestone. Provisional patents filed, and if you heard, full blown on what the provisional patent attorneys are saying about our product, it's the same story. They're so excited about it, they can't see straight. That excites me even more. Now you go to our development team. These guys are computer nerds. And I'm sorry if you're, that's so offensive. Okay, I was a banking nerd, okay? But in high school, I was definitely a nerd. I was one of those math guys. So if you guys are picking on my English, it's only because I was a math guy. But I will tell you that even the guys that are developing our product are so excited they can't see straight. They're building something very powerful, something every single one of these people are telling us they haven't seen before. Revolutionary and huge. So the things that have been accomplished over the last week and a half, I think, are commendable back to our newly appointed CEO, Lawrence Sowell. Unbelievable where we're headed and how fast we're rolling forward. But merchant services, development of the IT app in the social space, and provisional patents being filed, all I can say is hoorah? No, I wasn't in the Marines either. All right, let me roll forward. Sorry. This is our 4th hour, so I am getting a little bit rummy. Let me go back to recap one last thing that Lawrence was talking about. Again, it's really kind of a tough topic for me. It was hard for me to break words like investment and compounding and interest out of my vocabulary. I was a banker for 18 years. This is not an investment. Never was. Never has been. It was a purchase of advertising. Always has been. Always was. But yet out in the field, we hear over and over and over again people talk about investment and how much interest the company paid today. And hey, I'm making more money in this investment than I am in my bank, or I'm making more money in this investment than I am, on my house. And that's bad terminology. Those are the things that the SEC just cringe over, and we can't control it. Nobody's ever been able to control it. We've tried so hard. I mean, every webinar that I do, all it is, purchase of advertising. That's what it is. But yet, when it gets disseminated out, and all of a sudden it comes back to you, 2 days later, it's, hey, I made my investment yesterday. I'm really excited to be on board. You're like, oh my goodness, what? Those are people that I've personally presented to, and they come back and use that terminology back at me. And I'm like, you didn't invest. You bought advertising. What are you talking about invested? Oh yeah, that's right. So it is a very dangerous territory that we're in. And here's the reality, guys, is there's no reason for us to be on that radar screen. We have a social network. We have the IT app inside of that social network that's going to launch, flourish, be huge, and we don't have to be on the edge. This is way too easy. Now, being in the crosshairs of regulators, I will tell you, I'm very proud of Steve and Lawrence for standing up and saying, you know what, we're going to forge forward. We're going to make the big changes. We're going to make the tough decisions, but at the same time, we're not going to forget the people that got us where we are today, and that's you and me. If you're in this program, if you're an associate and you've purchased advertising and or sold advertising, that's who I'm talking to, okay? We helped this company get where they are today. And Steve and Lawrence are rewarding us for that. They're not turning their back on us and running away, which a lot of companies have done over the last year and a half. They start to get that feeling, or that hair on the back of their neck start crawling up because they feel like, man, we're on thin ice here. Regulators could come in and do who knows what to us, and they turn and run. And Steve and Lawrence aren't. They're standing tall. They're saying, no, we never intended to be one of those guys that was a money grab. That wasn't our deal. We've always, from point one, wanted to be nothing but a viable business model. But they don't want to go down that path. So here's their offer to us, and it's huge, you guys, what they're willing to do. Instead of running and hiding, they're going to take our associate value. You've probably seen it in your back office by now. Take your associate value and turn it into what's called a personal sales volume, a PSV. So your AV simply went to PSV. The personal sales volume is a combination of your current associate value, what you had yesterday, combined with all of the advertising that you've sold down through your qualifying levels. What's that mean? Your advertising sales, let's say you're a senior manager. As a senior manager, you were qualified to earn on 5 levels of advertising sales. Stephen Lawrence simply took that number, 5 levels of advertising sales for you if you're a senior manager, plus your associate value. That's what you bought in advertising plus what that grew into off of you swollen every single day. They took those two numbers, tied it together, and that is your personal sales volume. Okay, we each have one. Go in your back office, you'll see it. That personal sales volume is not going to grow. Well, let me backtrack. This personal sales volume will be established on January 31st. That's when it will never grow again. It's not going to grow. It's not going to diminish. It's yours. You own it. It's your piece. It's what you did. It's the amount of work and effort you put into this company to get it where they are today. That's your personal sales volume. That personal sales volume is going to earn pieces of the sales that are driven by this company from this point forward. Okay? Your personal sales volume will be correlated back to this personal sales volume that everybody else has, and what you're going to get is your piece of these 4 different income streams to the company. Now, the first one I'm pretty excited about. It's 10% of all future monthly builder package sales for life. Now, here's why I'm excited about that. I've been on conference calls myself, people telling me they're getting ready to blow this program up because it's not rev share. Just in the last 48 hours, people that have been inside of Leaf since day one are calling us up saying, Mike, we're ready to go blow this thing up now. We were always a little bit skittish because we had that stigmatism. We had that rev share thing attached to us. We were a little bit nervous to go blow this thing up because we didn't want to lead people down that path. They're looking at the business model now and they're saying, oh my goodness, we can put hundreds of thousands of people inside of this business model now, the way it's laid out. Now, here's what that means to you, the elite founder. Because again, if you're on this call, you're an elite founder. If you bought advertising, if you're an associate, or if you sold advertising, you're an elite founder. Doesn't matter. These new people coming into this program, doesn't matter if they're in your matrix, my matrix, or anybody else's matrix. Let's say they put 100,000 people in this program. There's a couple of dozen of them now that are just chomping at the bit to roll forward with this program. With our new merchant services account coming online with reoccurring billing, they're looking at their starting line like middle of next week. Because as soon as that reoccurring piece is put in together, they're ready to go into action. 10% of everything they bring in builder package sales for the rest of their lives, for the rest of your lives, are going to be shared back with the elite founders. That's a huge deal. I've been talking a lot over the last 2 days about 100,000 associates in this program. 100,000 associates to Stephen Lawrence, the founders of the company, generates $4 million a month. That's a big deal, just on 100,000 associates. But 10% of 4 million is 400,000. That's going to be divvied up back amongst the elite founders based on your personal sales volume. That's a huge deal. In fact, that's almost as much money as the founders have been paying us every single day. I'm sorry, every single month. Okay, right now, Stephen Lawrence had paid out almost $3.5 million in sales commissions back to the field, to the tune of about $15,000 a day as of late. I'd say over the last 2-3 months. That's a big deal. But that income stream the distributor base has, these elite founders, because we're all part of that elite founder base, that income stream alone can be tackled by 10% of all future monthly builder package sales just on 100,000 associates. I think that's a huge deal. Again, it doesn't matter if they're in your downline, your matrix or not, you're still going to catch a piece of that based on your personal sales volume. Now, it doesn't stop there. Stephen Lawrence are going to share 10% of all future distributor-based advertising sales for life. Now, I'm going to tell you that my personal belief is distributor-based advertising sales are going to tank before they explode, okay? We used to have a huge incentive to have a brand new distributor come in the front door to buy advertising. They were going to establish their associate value, then they got to swell, then that got to grow, and then they could make more money and turn that into an income stream. That's gone, okay? That's not happening anymore. So your brand new distributor coming in the front door isn't going to have a huge incentive to buy advertising unless they want to drive traffic to a website, okay? Now, so I see those distributor-based sales tailing off, but when you start looking at the commission structure, the sales commission structure that Stephen Lawrence put together to share with the new breed distributor, that's you and me and all the new ones coming in the front door. There's the matrix commission structure, 9 levels deep, but there's also the sales commissions. That's e-commerce and direct advertising sales from the distributor base. You no longer have to qualify 9 levels deep for sales commissions, and it's not just 2 levels deep like the old comp plan was. It's 9 levels deep, 10% on your first level, 5% on levels 2 through 7, and 10% on levels 8 and 9. That's huge. That's a huge income stream. Now, I'm not going to tell you that everybody's going to run out and sell advertising on a retail basis, but I will tell you that there's going to be a group of people that see the value in selling advertising. When our social space explodes, and there is going to be huge distributor-based advertising sales in this program. Again, whether that's in your downline or not makes absolutely no difference. Steve and Lawrence are going to take 10% of all future distributor-based advertising sales and share it back with this elite founder group. That's just us. And I'm going to tell you that's about, I don't know, somewhere between 700 and 1,800 people. I'll explain those numbers here in a minute. That's a very small group of people that are going to share in 10% of those distributor-based advertising sales. Now, on top of that, this is the biggest income stream here. Lawrence has me convinced, 10% of all future e-commerce sales through the IT app for life. $1.1 trillion industry. Lawrence is going to go through a full product overview here when I get done. And all I can tell you is that IT app is going to explode. It's going to attack that $1.1 trillion industry. Steve and Lawrence are taking 10% of all future e-commerce sales through that IT app, sharing it back just with this small elite founder group. That's a big deal. Now, the one that I am still most excited about, even though it might not be the biggest number, I know it is percentage-wise, but it might not generate the biggest income stream for the company, but this is the one that I've hung my hat on this whole entire time. If those of you that have been around me for a while, we'll go over the last year, January 4th, this is the one I talked about. It was Corey, it was Paul, it was Jeff. I said, look, you guys, all we have to do is help Leaf build a social network. It explodes, it goes viral, then there's corporate-sponsored advertising sales that come in the front door to Leaf, and they're going to share that revenue stream, that income stream, that sales income stream back with the distributor base. Now, here's where this got thrown in my face about a month ago. Jeff came to me and he says, you know, Mike, you keep getting excited about this $1 million Coca-Cola or Nike comes knocking on the front door and spends $1 million in advertising. He said, when we get to that stage, what happens if there's 1 million distributors in the program? What are we each going to make? What, 50 cents? And it was kind of an eye-opener for me. But guess what? He who laughs last. No, I forgot how that went. So anyway, it's not 1 million. It's not 1 million distributors anymore, you guys. 25% of those future corporate-sponsored advertising sales are going to come back just to this elite founder group, just us. And again, it's going to be somewhere between 700 and 1,800 is my number that I'm coming up with. I'll explain that again in a second. 25% of all future corporate-sponsored sales. Coca-Cola knocking on the front door now saying, hey, I'm watching your social space. I love it. I want to be in it. I want to advertise. There's $1 million. What are you going to give me? Uh-oh, I think I'm losing my, hold on. Okay, somebody do a shout out and tell me my audio is still working okay. I think I talked on my headset too long today. Mike, are we still good? I can hear you breathing.
Can you hear me? We're good.
Lawrence,
can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, good. Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
You're
here we go, guys. So 25% of all future corporate-sponsored advertising sales to this small group is very, very powerful. That $1 million that comes knocking on the front door from Coca-Cola, Nike, whoever, 25% is $250,000 in one sale shared back to the elite founders. And those kind of advertising sales, I don't know, those guys spend that kind of money on a daily basis. Go Google search Coca-Cola and find out what their advertising budget is per year. It'll blow your mind. It's in the billions. It's crazy. That's a big deal. This offering is back to a very small group of people, you guys. And let me give you the numbers this way. We've got somewhere between 1,850 people that swell on a daily basis inside of the database right now. Just remember that number. We'll put it in the 1,800 range. Last commission run on the Matrix, 722 people got paid a Matrix commission. Okay, so let's put that in the 700 range. 700 people got paid a Matrix, which means 1,100 people, difference between 1,800 and 700, 1,100 people have not positioned themselves to even earn any income at all inside of the business model. They haven't sponsored anybody yet. And you had to sponsor somebody in the old business model to put money in your pocket. You had to sponsor somebody that had to buy advertising before you could put one dime in your pocket. So those are the numbers that I'm playing with to say, you know what, this elite founders group is going to range somewhere between that 700 and that 1,800, and that's going to be the core group that shares in this elite founder bonus on a monthly basis. And I think that's a big deal. Now, I don't want to stop here with the 25% corporate-sponsored advertising sales that's just coming to the elite founders because Steve and Lawrence aren't that greedy. They're actually going to pay out a total of 50% of all advertising sales to the associate base. 25% to the elite founders. The other 25% goes to both the new associates and the elite founders. Now, all I can tell you about that is most of us have had, more time than anybody else to go out and develop our downlines. So who's going to grab a bigger piece of that 25%? most of us are. So again, 50% of all corporate sponsored advertising sales going right back to the distributor base, 25% of it just to the small core group, 700 to 1,800, okay? The other 25% shared amongst both. I think that's a huge deal. Now, in the new entire program, just take a deep breath. You're going to be in the same spot you are now. Your matrix doesn't change. You've got everything that you've built up to this point is intact. Your frontline personally sponsored, you still have earnings potential on them in e-commerce and in advertising sales. You're still inside of the matrix in the exact same spot that you were. None of that changes. But remember, you have not just a brand new comp plan, you have the Elite Founder Bonus. And that Elite Founder Bonus is going to pay out on a monthly basis. And to participate in it, I can get through this. All you need to do is have 3 associates that are paying their $40 per month every single month. And I'm going to take a half a step back there for a second. I want to talk about those other 1,100 people. I've seen support tickets that sometimes it brings a tear to your eye. You know, somebody wasn't explaining the program right. Somebody, you know, didn't speak English well enough. Somebody just didn't get it. They got excited. Somebody, you know, didn't do full disclosure. You know, somebody said, hey, all you got to do is put $10,000, you know, invest $10,000 and you're going to get paid 4% per day. And people said, man, I'm buying. And they went out and bought. And then they found out when they couldn't, you know, turn their $10,000 into an income stream after swowing, that they got a little bit disenchanted. There's 1,100 people out there, maybe not as bad of a story as that, but there's 1,100 people amongst us, associates, that purchased advertising that are not in a position to cash out. And that's sad. And we're fixing it with this. This is a big fix. All those people need to do, they don't need to go out and bring associates to the table that purchase $10,000 in advertising. It's 3 associates that pay $40 a month, and that's it. That's a qualification number 1 to get paid that Elite Founder Bonus. Qualification number 2, SWO on a month or on a daily basis. You don't have to SWO every day, but just like you never had to in the past. But if you SWO 30 days out of the month, you're going to get paid your full share. If you only SWO 27 times this month, you're going to get paid 27/30ths of your Elite Founder Bonus. The last qualification, just be current on your monthly advertising package, and you're going to share every single month in that Elite Founder Sales Bonus. So recap, real simple. Pay your $40. Do that every single month. Find 3 others that you've personally sponsored into the program that are spending $40 a month. Doesn't matter what their advertising sales are. Those could be 3 people that you've already got in the program. It could be 3 brand new ones. It doesn't matter. SWO every day. You're going to qualify for the Elite Founder Sales Bonus. So again, all I can tell you guys is I couldn't be more excited that Stephen Lawrence stepped up to the plate and, you know, facing, you know, what appears to be, you know, more and more a growing angst against these rev share programs when they could have turned it and just run away. They didn't. They stayed and they said, we got to revamp, we got to remodel. How do we do it? In the forefront of their mind was, we've got to take care of the people that started with us. And that's what this program is all about. Setting these people up on a pedestal. Here's the elite founders. Thank you guys for getting us where we are today. Here's our payback to you. This bonus is yours. It's yours for life. Find 3 people to join our social network. SWO every single day. Get current on your $40 monthly package, and your PSV is going to have value. Let this company explode now. That's all I can tell you guys. Let's get to 1 million associates, because there's people around us that are saying, you know, you guys only grew to 1,800. Are you kidding me? We'll grow to 18,000 in a week. We'll grow to 180,000 in a month. We'll grow to 1 million in the next 3, 6, 9 months. 1 million associates paying $40 a month is $40 million a month to Stephen Lawrence. They're taking 10% of that and sharing it back with this elite group. 10%. That's $4 million a month. Are you kidding me? The company is only paying the elite founders right now $450,000 a month. That's all they're cashing out. $4 million, and that's just off the distributor base. What about the rest of those income streams? The distributor-based advertising sales, the e-commerce sales that'll come out with the IT app, the 25% of corporate-sponsored advertising sales. All I can tell you guys is I've had some people say they're a little bit nervous, or they don't get it, or now they're concerned again. All I can tell you is you got a golden ticket. You are the elite. It's a golden ticket. You're going to be at a convention a year from now or 2 years from now, and you're going to be in the gold jacket. People are going to say, well, who are all those guys in the gold jackets? And you're going to say, well, those are just the people that saw this on day one and had the cojones to get in and do something with it. And they're the elite founders. They got some special bonus program. They get overrides on everything the company does. It's crazy. Man, I wish I could have been one of those guys and would have seen this, you know, back when they saw it. That's what we have. Golden ticket, elite founders, a share of sales on 4 different levels from this company. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Lawrence, is all I can say. And Lawrence, I'm going to throw this back to you. I know you want to get through the product the product base. I'm going to go look at some questions. Lawrence, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
I can now, yes. Yes. Did you want to add any part of this?
Am I coming in loud and clear?
You are coming in loud and clear. Crisp as you've been all day, yes.
Okay, I changed headsets.
It is crisper. You're not as muffled.
All right. Okay, I'm through the mic and speakers now, and I noticed it's using a little more internet because you were a little choppy a couple times. But anyways, well, thanks a lot, everybody. This is the last presentation of the night, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go through the product. Those of you who have not seen the product or haven't had full disclosure on the product are going to get to see it for the first time tonight. I'm also going to show you some blueprints that just came in from our development team. And as we get through that, then we're going to open it up for questions, and we'll go from there. Mike, just let me know when you have it up on your screen, and I will take it from there.
We are on our way. And you're on product and overview. I don't know how long of a lag time you have, but you're up with it.
Okay. All right, so as you can see with the logo here, the Leafit logo, that is actually going to be updated and change. That logo is going to be new probably as of early next week. So as the new brand comes out from our design team, we will be sure to share that with you. It's going to be really exciting. We had some great brainstorming today about that this morning. And what I'd like to do is, of course, you can connect with Facebook, connect with Twitter, you know, when you join. And what I'd like to and what the social space will look like now. Please understand what I'm presenting here today is the long-tail vision of this product, and what we are developing to be
Hey, Lawrence,
what I show you today, and about within it. Yeah. Yes.
Lawrence, I'm sorry. Your headset
yes.
is not going to work. your headset's not going to work, buddy.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm calling. Okay, go ahead and take it, and I'll call in right now.
Okay, you're gonna call. Okay, gotcha. I'll scoot back over here and see if we can answer some questions. Steve, you want to do a little Q&A session while we're waiting for Lawrence to call back in? I'll take that as a maybe, but you're still on mute, so I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, Mike. I just missed that. Okay. Yeah.
Were there any questions that you're seeing more of? I know you've been out on most of these responses to these questions. Do you see anything that's kind of coming up repetitively that we could maybe answer for the masses?
I'm back, Mike.
Not that much repetitively, but here's one, Mike, I'll throw at you. What would be more lucrative? Asked Brenda. Purchase 1,000 in advertising, or the Power Founder? That's a toss-up, isn't it?
I think both. Yeah, it is a toss-up. Yeah, both. Lawrence says both. If that really is man, I can't make that call. You're asking the banker. I'd probably lean towards PSV, to be honest with you, but that makes it sound like I'm just trying to keep you out of the Power Founder pool. So I don't want I don't want that to be part of it. I know the Power Founder for me had more allure because it gave you discounts on promoting faster, and that was a big allure for me when I first became a Power Founder. 2% of net is a long-term deal. I will tell you that I'd probably lean towards PSV, to be honest with you. If you truly had to pick between one or the other, I think I would go with establishing an AV between now and next Friday. That's just me, though, you guys. And again, don't let me sway you. But that's where I'd go. Lawrence, you're back?
I'm back.
Well, you sound good too.
Yeah, well, I'm just on my phone this time. I need to get an extension for this new headset so I can plug into my phone. So anyways, thanks everybody. Sorry about that, and I'll just continue where I was. We're in the product presentation here, and within this example, Melissa Jenkins is logging in, and as she logs in, you're going to go ahead and you're going to see her news feed, and this will look very similar to any other news feed in another social network. It kind of reminds me of Facebook and Instagram, kind of, but you'll notice it's very similar. There's pictures here. She's having a barbecue with some friends, and Cameron Phillips took a picture of his girlfriend playing tennis, and you'll notice some other features around here. And one of them, the first one that I like to talk about, is the Snap It feature. When somebody clicks the Snap It feature from their phone or from this social network or from their iPad or wherever social network they may be, it's going to open up the camera for them to take a picture or, of course, upload a picture. But when you take a picture, and you can watch the items in the picture turn into product that can be purchased at the lowest online price just with one click. Content becomes e-commerce. Now, that brings up a lot of good points, and the main one is, well, how does it bring up that? How does it bring that up? Where does that come from? If you're going to actually tag the picture, or someone else may tag the picture. So I want you to just imagine, in this case, Melissa Jenkins took a picture, she snapped it, and it automatically came up. She went ahead, went through the database, she added the products to it. Our engine on the background that's connected with retailers and wholesalers like Amazon and so on and so forth, it found the guaranteed lowest price on that item and similar items, and it is going to make them available for purchase. So I want to explain two things about this product that's really, really exciting. And I think the two key components that are going to make this product go viral. One of them is what happens when you tag a photo. And it's called Create a Leaf. That's why it's Leaf It. In case anybody wonders why is the brand Leaf It, because creating a leaf is the tag itself. So when you tag something from another social network, and let me back up a second here actually. So the two main components I'm talking about that make this product very exciting. Imagine you're looking at the news feed, and on that news feed you see people's pictures from Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, whatever social networks you're connected to, you'll see your friends' pictures stream within this social network because we have them all fused together. When you see the pictures streaming within this social network, you'll be able to tag on one of those photos from one of your friends. When you click on your friend John's Audi or your friend Martha's purse, it's going to send an invite to Martha. It's going to say, Martha, Melissa Jenkins just tagged your purse. If you would like to share a commission, click here. Now, if you think about the way invites have worked out and the way that people receive invites in social networking, everybody gets invites. They receive an invite from somebody about a friend request on some ABC social network. They receive an invite from somebody about becoming their friend or a message on this social network, and they ignore them because they're a dime a dozen. They're basically so many of them, and there's nothing that is unique. It's all the same thing everywhere. Well, what's very unique about this is just think about the curiosity. Think about the curiosity you're going to have if you received a message that said, Michael Green just tagged your Audi. If you would like to get a commission on the sale of an Audi, click here. Well, that's a message you're going to check out. And it's just those little things like that create that desire, that curiosity for what is this, and makes you check it out. And then you see what it is, and you're like, holy smokes, I can't believe I can do that. And that is the key component, one of the key components to how this social network is going to go viral. And then second, what makes you post on Facebook? What makes you post on Pinterest? What makes you post on all these different social networks? What makes you want to do a post on these social networks is the fact that there's people there to see that post. So why would you post on this social network if your friends are over on Facebook? How are you going to get them over here? Well, very simply, by tagging their products within their pictures. That's going to invite them over. But the other way is you're going to post from this social network. When you post something from this social network, and you have it synced with Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook and all the other social networks, it's actually going to post on those other social networks as well. So you posted it here and you've had it everywhere. Mike, can you guys hear me okay? Just checking?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly. I just got you on mute.
Okay.
But yeah, you're coming in loud and clear.
Okay, great. Had an interesting message. So just imagine being able to do a post here and have it go on all those other social networks. Now, what's special about that is when one of your friends or family members interacts with one of those pictures on one of those other social networks, they hear about this too. They're like, oh, that Audi's tagged. What's that? They click on that and they see all of a sudden a little pull-out comes in and it shows other cars and their prices on it. Holy smokes, I'm shopping from a picture. Are you kidding me? So those two features are huge. And the way that our technology works with our point-of-sale system and API feeding in the prices and pictures and details of products so that people can shop from social photography, basically, social networking, I mean, that's the direction. I've said this countless times today, and I'll say it again. And if you look at the direction that social networking is going in, and you think about social networking today, people started getting on social networks because they could catch up with friends, because they could catch up with family, and now it's turned into different things that you could do that are fun. But what people are really tired of is people are really tired of the social networks, the other social networks, monetizing and making money from their content and data. The people aren't getting anything from that. They're using a social network, doing what they do to limelight their life and to see what their friends are doing, so on and so forth. Meanwhile, the social network is making all the money off their content and data. And I think the new curve in social networking, is allowing a user to monetize their own data. Allowing a user to join a social network knowing when they post content or data to this social network, that they're able to monetize that data, and they're able to gain from any sale that comes from that data. And that's our product strategy. Our strategy with this product is to be transparent and say, your content and data is your content and data, and instead of taking all the money, we're going to share it with you on whatever happens, whatever interactions happen. Maybe with somebody buying, and down the road in version 2.0, we may have deals with companies that want to have your data. You may be okay with companies having your data, and you may, take some money for allowing your data to be out there. I mean, what we want to do is be transparent with that, and that's the direction it's going. And what's the incentive? You can make money. What's the biggest incentive in the world? Just about is making money. There's one thing everybody wants, and that's more money. Unless somebody had a golden ticket back in the day, trust fund, they want money. Even though I think either way, people want money, and that's the incentive. You use this social network, you can make money just by being social like you are on all the other social networks. That is the key to this. And what I want to do is I want to roll through some other bullet points here, and we will continue. The next feature I want to talk about is the Grow It feature. This is very powerful. It's like share, follow, and like all wrapped up into one place, allowing users to stay updated with content and people. And if you think about it, what is Grow It? It's like It. I mean, would you rather somebody grows your business or likes your business? You want them to grow your business. So we made it more powerful. Rather than it just lighting up and saying it has 1 grow, 2 grow, 2 grow, 3 grows. When somebody hits grow, if it's connected to Facebook, they grew it there, they grew it here. They just grew your post or grew your product. So we believe Grow is going to be a very popular feature and is going to be one of the main features as the product rolls out. Now the next option here is the most intriguing one, is the Buy Widget option. The Buy Widget option is going to give the user the ability, the poster, the tagger, or just a viewer, the ability to purchase product from that picture. Now, as I said earlier, the designs that you're looking at right here, these are not the designs that we are going to have with the product as it rolls out. These are to show the long-tail vision. And actually, I know this. A lot of you say this looks really good, and what we're bringing out is going to be a lot better than this. It's going to be amazingly better. The way you see the buy roll down right there, the products will actually be tags within the picture, and you'll just touch the product that you want from the picture. So it's going to be much more effective, and the user experience is going to be much better. But just to give you an example, here's what we're doing. Imagine that you clicked on buy, and there it is. You can save or you can purchase one of the products from that picture. You buy the barbecuer. Melissa says, great, thanks. I made a commission, and you're like, great, I got a good barbecuer. You want to know if it's a good barbecuer? You hit the comment, and you ask Melissa, hey, Melissa, how do you like that barbecuer? How's the barbecue going? Oh, I love it. So, I mean, there's so much more to this, and that's really what makes this social shopping and social experience and social monetization, I believe, the curve of social networking that's experiencing right now. And as Mike's elaborated and I've elaborated, and I don't know if I've said it in this hour, but I know I've said it in all the other hours, we're patenting this. We have the patent on these monetization strategies that are implemented within social networks. This is where our patent lies. So we couldn't be more excited to know that we're on the future curve of technology and where social networking is going. Now, the next feature I want to talk about, I just mentioned, was the comment feature. The comment feature is pretty self-explanatory. If you just have something to say to somebody's post or ask them a question or however, you're just simply able to comment with them. Mike, are you rolling that comment feature in?
Yeah, you've got comment up.
I got a comment up. Okay, I'm just having super
Yes.
lag time on my screen then. So obviously that one's pretty self-explanatory. And then next, if you click on those three bars on the top right of the phone, or if you could just imagine clicking on your menu on a desktop on a social network, when that menu opens up, of course, you see all the line items there. You have your notifications, messages, friends, so on and so forth. You see that you have your shopping cart there, so on and so forth. So just imagine seeing all those menu items, but there's one here that's really exciting, and it's going to be a part of our long tail part of this product as we roll out over the course of the next 6 months, and that search feature right there is what it is. Now, when I say 6 months, I don't mean the product coming out. We're going to be bringing beta out in the product as early as March, but I mean the long tail version because we'll be adding updates and new features to the product every couple 2 to 3 weeks. Now, what's exciting about the search feature is usually when you are on a social network and you hit the menu and you do search, you're searching for a person. But imagine doing a search for a product. Imagine doing a search for a purse, or imagine doing a search for a car, or imagine doing a search for shoes. When you do that search, your news feed is going to fill up with pictures of people you know, people that you're connected to in the social network, or products that are tagged that match your search. And those products are going to be purchasable from your friends' photos. And not just that, you're going to be able to ask them, what do you think of this? When somebody buys something on Amazon or they buy something on Google or somewhere, they're looking for reviews. They're looking for a good product and they're looking for reviews. Well, what better of a review do you get than asking people you know, asking people that are in your social graph? This is social shopping. It's like, to me, it's like real life shopping. I've said this a million times, but I'm a country guy. I'm from small town Southern Oregon, and I like to fish. And I think, well, what would happen if I put a fishing pole in there and I search for a fishing pole? Well, I'm going to see my news feed fill up with friends and family members and people I know that fish. And what am I going to get out of that search result? Well, I'm going to see people fishing, so I'm probably going to see what the fishing is like in certain areas. I'm getting so much more than just a look at the product. I'm going to see the product in action, actually being used, not modeled. And I'm going to be able to interact with the people and ask them what they think of it and get some real-time reviews. So I'm getting so much more out of the search. The shopping experience is with my friends. It's like shopping with my friends socially through their pictures and through their content. And as we roll a product out, we want to do more than pictures. We want to get into video. We want to get into text. We want to have all forms of content be commerciable. So when I think about just all of this wrapped up, I mean, there's so many problems being solved here. You've just made something fun, incentivized, and social, and it does what you do every day on all the other social networks. You're sharing your life and doing what you do. There's just an incentive to do it here. And the social network hasn't done anything like this, and we're going to be the first one to do something like this. And the distributor base, and especially you elite founders who are on this call that are looking at the product we're showing you here today, you guys are at the forefront of this. Mike says he calls it the golden jackets. To me, it's the green jackets because we're Leaf It. So it's green jackets. You didn't win the Masters or anything, but you're definitely an elite founder. And the offer that Mike put in front of you guys that we came up with and the direction of this company and the product that we're developing, you couldn't have a better position in this company. So, Mike, if you want to go ahead and bring up the blueprints, and then we'll open up some questioning. I just want to show you guys some blueprints we got this morning. What I want to do is every time we receive new stuff from our development team, I want to share it with you guys on webinars, and so you guys can see the product getting developed as we're rolling forward. Steve, do we have any questions that are sticking out?
Yes, we do
Marks,
have
I've got
a couple.
Oh, go ahead, Steve.
Let's see. Well, go ahead, Mike. Let me pull these questions out here.
I just wanted to let Lawrence know that I had the wireframe up for it.
I see a question I want to ask real quick while you're doing that, Mike.
Okay.
Somebody asked, sure. Does my existing social network see all these new features, or do they need to sign up with Leaf It?
That was the one.
So these aren't features of another social network. This is its own social network. And like I said earlier, if you tag one of their pictures, it'll invite them to share a commission. Or if you post something here, they'll see it from over there, and if they click on it, it'll be over here. But this is its own social network. This isn't a feature for another social network. This is its own social network. wanted to get that one straight. So go ahead, Steve. And Mike, do you have the blueprints up?
I do now, yes. You're good to go, Lawrence.
Okay, so here's some blueprints we received this morning. Very exciting to see these. This is basically the flow of the development that's going on behind the scenes right now. As you can see on the left there, the Facebook and Twitter connect and how you get into your account at the beginning. It'll require Facebook or Twitter, because if you don't have any friends on this social network, then it does you no good to join, because you'll see nobody there. You'll see no content. So to start off, you have to start off with one of these two social networks, so that your feed is aggregated with data from those networks as the base your friend base fills up within this social network. Mike, if you want to scroll to the right and go to the news feed, and I'll show that. Just tell me when you're there.
How far over? You want to go over to
Number
the
4.
news? Gotcha. 4.
Yeah, number 4. Just to see what the news feed will look
you.
like from a wireframe perspective. If you can see, the bigger pictures, and then the two smaller pictures, and then the bigger picture. The bigger pictures are posts that happen on this social network. The smaller ones are posts coming in from other social networks. That way you can differentiate which posts are coming from where. And it'll be a good mix of content in the newsfeed. We'll always have a good balance of that, so you're getting, news from this social network and the other social networks that you care about. Another cool feature here, and as you can see to the right one, or the one on the right, 2 over from where I just was, that's when you would be looking at a product, and just down from that, you'll be able to grab it and actually throw it right back to the last page. So there's going to be some really cool animation features in there. But anyways, if there's any questions, we can go ahead and start with the questions. If you guys have any feedback about what we're showing you today with our product and where development is, we love to hear what you think. We like to hear, any comments you have, opinions, questions, so on and so forth. So I'm going to turn it over to Steve or Mike or whoever wants to ask the questions, and let's see what you guys think, or any questions you have.
Sure, I got a couple here for you, Lawrence. These are more along the lines of where the IT app will be moving in the future. This one's from from Rick. Will a founder or an associate, I'm just going to say an associate, be able to use the Leaf app to feature a custom-made product?
Of course, and we already thought about that. Trust me, I think about every hole there is to think about. Where we see the future going is, rather than connecting to affiliates and propagating their feed, is having brands or products actually coming in and inserting their products into our back end directly. So we become our own retailer, if you would. So the main product vision moving forward in the years is to be a portal where people enter their products, small businesses, services, products, you name it. So people are able to enter that right into our system rather than being aggregated. So we have thought about that, and that's how we see it moving into the future.
Hey, Lawrence, James is asking us a great question,
Thanks,
but I think we're going to lead right into it. Can you talk about the patent? The question was, do we have a patent for the app? But can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, last Friday, the 17th, patent was filed on the product that you were shown here today, and the wireframes that you were shown here today were added into that patent. Yes, we do have a patent. Do you have a patent? Do you want proof of the patent? Mike Green, did I send you the patent?
I've seen the patent, yes.
Did I send it to you?
Yes. Yeah, the provisional patent that was filed, yes.
If you want to pull it up on your screen, we'll show them.
Let me pause this.
Is it possible to have a okay. Yes, okay. James, you're asking if it's possible to have a non-working app picture. Of course, as soon as we have the further along designs, we will make it so that you guys can present the product before the product's developed. Obviously, we want to have phone-optimized landing pages, as well as regular capture pages showing the product off. So absolutely, our goal is to make it very easy to show this off and promote it. Will you go over questions asked earlier, because some of us got in the last hour? Well, Catherine,
we have been doing the same presentation on the hour every hour. So, at the beginning of the hour at 6 o'clock, we just said the same thing we said at 5 o'clock and 4 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So, if there's any questions, just shoot them in. Will you be able to go to an online store using the app to make a purchase? That's an interesting question, Steve, because we've thought about two things. If we don't have the product in our inventory, I mean, we're going to be offering eventually, 30,000 wholesalers and retailers. So, I mean, what we're doing is we're offering you products through different stores. But we have thought about the fact that if there is a product that isn't found within ours, do we want to bring other stores into it? But essentially, we're feeding other stores to ours. So we're like a master store, and it's like Amazon and eBay and Target and Walmart and Cabela's and Groupon, you name it. They're all in our store. So we're like a master store with all the stores within us. So essentially speaking, it's just to make it easier and cleaner.
Okay, Lawrence, there's that provisional patent.
Okay, let's pull it to the top and just kind of scroll through it. And
12-page patent. So there.
And just so you guys know, you wanted proof on the dates. If you look at the dates right there, it says revised 1/17/2014. That was the date that it was filed for the first time. And what we're doing now is we're adding in our wireframes and designs, and as the product's developed, we just add more and more to the patent over the course of the next year while the examiners and, the patent attorneys do their jobs. So you're looking at the patent that was filed last Friday. So thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
You can see tags items right there, user may tag various media, generally pictures, so you guys can see what we're doing, and everything we're telling you is verified right here. I'm glad you had that, Mike. I couldn't remember if I sent it to you.
Yes.
Hey, Lawrence, here's another one for you. On Facebook, when our leaf feed is fed into that, users, the question is, the product tags, will they be visible on the Facebook side, or will they have to click over?
They will be noticeable on the picture on the Facebook side. Yes.
Excellent.
Hey, Lawrence, David wants to know if you can give him an idea of what kind of income will come from it.
Well, that's, David, really, that's an impossible question to answer, because you just got to think like it depends on the experience and how many people buy from it or how many people are advertising in it. It's really impossible. But if you think that, you just bring in, a few friends who invite a few friends, and I'm not even talking about distributors. I'm just talking about, inviting people just to use the social network for free. You start talking multiples of 3 and something goes viral like this, and you're at the forefront of it. Next thing you know, you have, 800,000 people in your network that came through your first invite. That potentially, that has the potential to be, millions of dollars a month income just off of e-commerce alone, just off of some very small numbers. I think the numbers we used, Mike, were 1% of the population made a purchase, and it was $1 a month or something like that, and we came out with a very big number. I think it was $400,000 a month on one of our examples that we looked at. So, it really depends on how many people you put in your friend network. I mean, you want to do both distributors and friends. You don't want to just focus on one or the other, and you don't want to try to force all your friends to become distributors. You want to keep a clean balance of both, because your goal is to have as many people there as possible, for e-commerce. And so, there's kind of a balance that you want to keep with that. And of course, we're going to educate everybody on that, and we're going to handle how the upsell goes so that we have control of that, so that we're ensuring that your guys' downlines are growing properly and all that. So
I guess from a distributor standpoint, I think what David's talking about those, how much money can a distributor make doing this? And all I can tell you is every single person that's on this call, if you're an associate and you've purchased advertising and or sold advertising, you've got an associate value that just got turned into a PSV, personal sales volume. And let's realize that we're in a $1.1 trillion industry with an
Well, that's different. That's
oh my God.
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
I mean,
guys.
as far as the earnings potential for a distributor, especially an elite founder, 10% of the revenue that is generated off that IT app is coming 10% of company earnings off of that IT app, off of that e-commerce $1.1 trillion industry, David. That's what's going to be shared back with this elite group. So,
Hey guys, we're now.
astronomical. Go ahead, Steve.
Sorry, we're now past 7 o'clock. I want to try and answer a couple last few questions here, and then
Okay, shoot.
we conclude our marathon here.
Can I answer a question? Can I answer a question?
Yeah, go ahead,
Steve?
Lawrence.
James, you brought something up there. ATW, shout out to the ATW. I know you guys are working hard, and thanks. I see a lot of you are on this call. Anyways, James is asking about the media installs, and I think it's a good time to bring that up because I don't think a lot of people have heard about that. But as we roll forward and the product comes out, people out there that say, hey, you know, I don't know how to get 100 people signed up, we're going to be aggressively out in the market getting quality installs, essentially people that look at our app on their phone and want to download it, and we're going to be selling those installs to our distributor base. Now, James, you asked for a price. You know, the price varies. It really varies on your conversion rate or the third-party company you use and the quality of the install. You know, if you're going after good quality installs, they can vary around $2 to $5 an install, and if you go for low quality installs, they can be around, you know, a nickel to a dime. But that's because they're incentivized installs. So we'll obviously be going for the quality ones. So I would say that we're probably going to be looking at $2 to $4 an install. But those are going to be quality installs, people that are looking at it and like, wow, this looks cool, I want to install it. And then obviously, you know, that person will go on your front line. So I just wanted to bring that up. So those of you out there that are wondering, well, man, how can I get 100 people on my front line, you know, just to build this thing out? Well, we're going to be there to do the media buys for you and help you build your business. So I just wanted to throw that out. Thanks, James. Steve, go ahead. Steve, are you on mute?
I have to re-unmute. I have now unmuted. I had a number of people ask, so do I need to open another social network or join another social network before I get going with the Leaf It app?
What?
Yeah, I had like 4 or 5 people all of a sudden. They must have something in what you said just a few minutes ago. Give the idea that it would be it would serve people to have an additional or another social network to pull from before they got going on the IT app.
No, what I said earlier was they have to have a Facebook account or a Twitter account at first launch, because that's where we're having our first sync is with those networks. That's what we're grafting from. But, you know, as it grows from there, it'll be other social networks. I was just saying that they do need to have a social network account at the beginning.
Got it.
Because if they just signed up and had no friends, and they'd be looking at a newsfeed with nothing in it, there'd be nothing there because they're not connected to anybody anywhere. That's why.
Right.
Of course, you know, marketing's marketing. If you go out there and you get on Pinterest or Instagram and start, you know, building a following out there, you know, it helps so that when this comes out, you have more access to more people to connect it to and more people's pictures to tag, which sends more invites.
Right. Okay, I got one more question here for Mike. I think this is a good one to kind of close on, folks. Sadly, we won't be able to get to every single question here tonight, but we will be rebroadcasting this, I believe, Sunday or Monday. Is that correct, Mike? Do we have a schedule for that yet?
We don't have a time set, but yes, we're going to be back doing this by Monday. We're also going to be doing the new PowerPoint presentation business overview for the new business model on Monday as well. So
right.
We'll get those times. Just as Steve always says, stay close to your emails. Read them. Don't just discard those things. That's where a lot of information is being disseminated back to the field. So we'll get that email out to you over the weekend, let you know what that time schedule looks like.
So a final question here. I think this is a good place to close because this is real basic, folks. This is the crux. Question is, what do we tell new people that want to join?
Okay, so I want to say it my way, Mike, and I want you to say it too, because this is very important. Here's what you're telling people that want to join. You're showing them. You're not telling them. Number one, the best way to present something is let the presenter talk about it. Let them show it. Show the product. And we're going to have that video. We're going to have that page. You're going to show them the presentation. The presentation is going to be, you know, and when I say the video, 1 minute and 30 seconds. And you're going to show them the comp plan. And you're going to tell them it's only $40 to secure your position in a company that's going to build millions of people. So the focus is very simple. I mean, it's a 2-3 minute explanation. You ask them, do you use Facebook? Do you use social networks? Yes. Would you like to make money off all the people in those social networks? Yes. Okay, you need to sign up. You need to secure your spot. And that's where I see the messaging going. And Mike, what do you have to say about that? What do you think?
You know, it is kind of strange because again, this is a big shift, you guys, from what I personally did in this business model over the last year. I think I said it earlier in this call, maybe it was a previous hour, but you know, we were out fishing for whales. Now what we're looking for is the masses. We're looking for a bunch of creel. Dude, I just put that together just now, Lawrence. Does that make sense? We were shopping for well, now we're looking for creel.
We've been on here too long.
Isn't creel? Isn't it that little micronism that the whales go out and fit, right? But that's what it is. Where you're going to be able to where you're going to be able to explain this to the masses is, look, this is a social network. Everybody wants to be part of a social network. There's over 3 billion subscribers worldwide. What makes this one special? I don't know. It app. Check it out. It's cool. You're going to have it in your hand. It's going to be on your smartphone. You can show it off. This is why it's cool. Make money by sharing your content like you do on other social networks. You know what? For $40 a month, they've got this thing where you can get paid 9 levels deep for sharing that information. That could go viral. What if you took a picture that went viral? Everybody saw what you took that picture of, and they wanted to buy one, and you got paid a commission for that. Plus, you're in this thing they call a matrix, where you can catch, you know, an unbelievable income stream, upwards of $100,000 a month. $118,000 is what that matrix pays. So what are we selling? We're selling the excitement of getting into a social network that pays. Don't change what you do, just change how you do it. You know, you're Facebooking? Man, come on and Leaf with us. What you do in Leaf, posts up in Facebook. What you do in Facebook, posts in Leaf. Let this thing go viral, and for a mere $40 a month, what are you sitting on? You're sitting on the potential 9-level deep, you know, earnings ability off that IT app, and a matrix 9 levels deep for simply bringing 3 other associates aboard. 9 levels deep that could pay upwards of $100,000 a month. I don't know about you, John, but man, for $40, I like what I see. I've got it in my hand. I can play with it every single day. I can show it off. It's not like that bottle of juice I used to try to peddle where you had, as soon as you crack that seal, man, it cost you $30. That's how much a bottle of juice was, $30. This is an IT app that you get to go out and show people how to install it for free, play with it for free, earn money on it for free, and then for $40 a month, come in and play the rest of the game. It's huge. So that's what we're selling you guys. That is a big shift for you know, out looking for the whales, out looking for the $10,000, $5,000, $4,000, $2,000 worth of advertising sales. Just go out and make this thing go viral. Have fun with it. Take the stress off of yourself. And, oh, I can't believe I got to go talk to Uncle Bob because I know he's got all the money. And, man, if I can just get him to buy $10,000 in advertising, it'd be a done deal. You have to do that. Just get everybody that you know, college kids, anybody that likes social, all the Pinterest people that are so excited about Pinterest, man, you introduce Leaf It to them, and they're going to get even more excited. Pinterest for the real world. So that's what I see, Lawrence. Sorry, my answers are never short. I'm excited. Build that matrix.
Thanks, Mike. And so, yeah, I mean, the focus, and you see, I just proved my point I've been saying for the last 4 hours. It's a 2-minute presentation that Mike turns into 10, which is fine. Thanks, Mike.
That was not 10 minutes. Come on.
Okay. All right. All right, fine. But anyways, guys, we really appreciate everybody that's here, those of you who've been with us so long. We hope you like the offer that we've put on the table. We know for a fact that it's going to be bigger than what you could have ever had. And we really look forward to growing into the future, and we will be doing more of these webinars. You'll be hearing a lot more from me, and I'm going to be showing you a lot more of the product as it is developed. And Michael Green, you have anything to close on?
I'm just going to close by saying thank you again. I've said it probably half a dozen times today and half a dozen or more yesterday. All I can say is what you guys offered us is huge in 2 different levels. You're offering us a sweetheart deal here that PSV is going to have value for years to come, and you put us in a business model where I think we all sleep better at night. I know I did last night. I slept much better knowing that the regulators aren't going to come in and come to one of my webinars. You talk about a guy that's putting his reputation, his name, and his, on the line. Regulators going, who's this Mike Green guy? He says he's in Spokane, Washington. Let's go find him because we don't like RevShare and we're coming after him. I believe me, you guys, for a guy that presents as much as I do, that looms in the back of my head. At least it used to. I can invite the SEC to come to my webinars now without any fear at all that we've got a compensation plan that's not going to be held in the light of a RevShare program that's going to bring scrutiny. We're put in a much more comfortable business model where we can all sleep at night. We can go to our friends and say, look, you need to join this. It's going to be a home run. No, it's not one of those RevShare programs that could get shut down by the SEC. And at the same time, you guys, because we were brave enough to jump into this business model at the beginning stages, that PSV is a gold mine. Gold jacket, green jacket, I don't care what color jacket it is, but at the big convention that we have, every single elite founder is going to be envied that they got in this business program when they did, and that when Steve and Lawrence made this shift, we got taken care of. And they're going to go, man, I wish that would have been me, man. Those guys were brave. But look what they benefited from. So thank you, Steve. Thank you, Lawrence, for what you stood up and did by making this change. Because I know, again, I'm sleeping a lot better at night. Steve?
All right.
Mutual. I am as well, and that's mutual feeling and mutual appreciation to everyone out there for everything that you've done, all the support, the patience, the perseverance, the hard work, and the vision to share this with us. We're just incredibly excited to move forward and to have you with us too. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
We'll end the marathon, and everybody have a fantastic evening and night wherever you may be in the world. Goodbye.
Good night, all.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected. Goodbye.